Point Claire, or the West Island. It's been developed long enough now that things have been built up and they've been torn down. Generations have gone by and never known that they've even existed. I'm talking about small things, you know, like Pinocchio's Arcade, or Blue Haven Arcade, or Fairview Cinema Theater, or the Drive-In, or when Fairview only had one floor, or when we used to go pumpkin picking on St. John's.
That was a thing?
Yeah. This video could be hours long just about these things, and these are just from my generation. But for this video, I want to talk about this right here, something that used to be right in this spot. Does anyone remember this? I didn't remember this. I used to drive by it all the time, and I completely forgot about it. It's like the memories were completely lost, never to be found again, until they found me. So let me back it up a step. The year was 2018. It was a nice fall day, and I was in the Point Claire library researching about the Point Claire Plaza, and I came across this article that was about a possible future commemorative monument right next to John Rennie on Douglas Shan for an event that took place in 1910. A huge event that took place right here in Point Claire 110 years ago. 110! So the year was 1910. Now to put that into context, sliced bread hadn't even been invented yet, and the Wright brothers had only flown their first plane 7 years prior. So earlier that year, in 1910, in downtown Montreal, they had a motor show, a huge motor show, that featured 2 airplanes that just stood there, and people went nuts for them. I mean, why wouldn't they? It's 1910, and they're airplanes. So the guys in charge of the show said, we should have an air show, and that's what they did. On June 25th of 1910 till July 2nd, right here in Lakeside Heights, they rented out 5 plots of land from Denis, Allard, Carrière, and Legault. So I'm putting my rollerblades on because I want to rollerblade the actual perimeter that the meet was, just to see how huge this space actually was. So they had their plots of land, they had the dates marked in the calendar, and they were about to begin La Grande Semaine d'Aviation de Montreal. So first, the preparation. These are only farmlands, so they had to fill in ditches, they had to remove fencing, they had to build a new platform at the train station to be able to receive thousands of people. There's also building a grandstand for these people to stand and watch the planes, and they built one that was 1,000 feet long by 40 feet wide. So the first day arrived, June 24th, and there's people coming from all over. Even the Wright brothers sent 4 members of their team up to Montreal with their planes. So what would you see at the event? It wasn't just planes taking off and landing and breaking and burning and tearing and crashing. But there were other things for people to see. Actually, at that time, anything that went up in the air was impressive. They had hot air balloons, they had parachute jumpers, they had a Zeppelin or 2, and they also had different types of competitions like speed, altitude, distance, races around the course, and my personal favorite, mock bombings with sandbags. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. But if you're gonna take away anything from this event, it's on July 2nd, when Count Jacques de Lesseps took his Bledio-11, left Lakeside Heights, went all the way downtown to Montreal, and then came all the way back to Lakeside Heights for a total flight time of just over 40 minutes. That's insane. And it was a perfect ending to the very first aviation meet held in Canada. And that's the last anyone ever heard of it. Until 1967, 57 years later, when Point Claire installed this beautiful monument commemorating an incredible piece of West Island history. So where is it? Why isn't it still here? Well, that's what I'm about to find out. So the first place I checked was the Aviation Museum. I heard that there was a museum in St. Anne de Bellevue. I brought my son Beau, and they knew nothing about the actual monument. So next I checked with the archives. Maybe my old friend Andre knows something about it. Now, he said to me, Jason, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The bad news is that the whole thing has been destroyed. But the good news is that they didn't destroy the plane that's at the tip. That still exists. And he said, I'll take you to see it. So it was happening. I mean, I was excited. Maybe not as excited as Andre was. but still pretty excited. On our way there, André ended up telling me why they took the monument down.
Il y a comme deux histoires à ça. La première, c'est que pour l'agrandissement de la bibliothèque, qui aurait pu peut-être juste la tasser, mais il y avait un problème avec l'école qui était à côté, donc les enfants qui venaient jouer à chaque heure du midi, à chaque lunch,
Ça, c'était nous autres, man.
qui mettaient du savon à vaisselle.
No! Wasn't me. In fact, I don't know anyone who did it. Anyways, so the plane. In the original drawing, it wasn't supposed to look this way. Originally, it was supposed to look like a plane from 1910, not a plane from 3010. The bottom line is, they took it down, they still have the plane, but it's not like Point Claire forgot about this show. They replaced the monument with some plaques just outside Point Claire's Aquatic Center. And they also replaced it with a mural outside Public Works, which has a more accurate depiction of the plane. So remember, we have this rich history that needs to be unpacked to make us feel even more proud to say, I am a West Islander. Oh God, that gave me a headache.